Hey guys, welcome to Larry. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to be working on an awesome design for fall. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. Luz Evans here with Larry. Tonight we're going to be working on an awesome scarecrow design. So you saw me yesterday showing you how handsome this guy was or is. And we're going to put this design together tonight, okay? I am going to be using a different fabric because I'm curious to find out how this other fabric is going to look, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I want to remind you that these patterns, guys, and many other ones are available now on my Etsy shop. If you look across my screen, you will see my website address that will take you straight to my shop, okay? So remember that every pattern that you find on my Etsy is immediate download. So it's something that I don't have to email you. You should be able to download there as soon as you purchase, okay? So keep also in mind that for those of you that are members of my membership club, okay, you get a special discount. And you should know the discount. If you forgot, remember that you can look it up in our private group, okay? So I really hope that you have a good time tonight. And so let's go ahead and get started, all right? Is everybody doing well? Hi, Judy. Hi, Pia. How are you? Pia, you know somebody else said that. So I did go and checked it. It is active and working. I don't see problems on my end. You might either want to clear your browser or perhaps use a different browser. If you're using a phone but you have a computer, try using your computer, okay? Because I am not sure what can be causing that. All I know is that the coupon is good. It's active and it has no expiration date. So I'm not sure what can be causing that for you guys. San Francisco Peninsula. Hi, Annette. Well, welcome. Thank you. Hi, Linda. Linda, it's been a long time since I've seen you. Where are you, dear? Where have you been? Hi, Lisa. Yvette, hello. Hi, Anita. Terry, welcome. Okay, guys, so are you ready? Are you ready to work on this awesome dude? We're gonna work on this one scarecrow. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the face. And the process that we are doing on this face, the way we wrap it up, you're gonna do with the rest of the pieces. I already have mine completed, so I don't take longer than what I need to do here live stream, okay, for the sake of time. But I am gonna show you how you're gonna be wrapping this up. Now, if you are familiar with my page and me, you have seen me several times already wrap these pieces up, okay? So remember that your patterns also include, guys, the material list, okay? Your supply list is included with the patterns. So I tell you exactly what you're going to be needing, and obviously you get the patterns too, okay? So let's go ahead and then get to work on this pretty. So thank you so much, guys. Remember always, if you can do me the honors and share my video, I would very much appreciate it. If you can sprinkle it, that would be awesome, friends. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so look at what I got. So I got my base, okay? And what I did, obviously, I cut the circle that is the same size of your pattern already, okay? So I'm going to be needing now the material that I'm going to be placing on top, which is included on your supply list. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I glue this to this base, okay? So now also keep in mind always, always, always that we need to do a very good gluing. Let's do an application of a very good amount of glue. because keep in mind, guys, we are not sewing these pieces. And so because we are not sewing, we need to make sure that these pieces are very well kept together, okay? So that means that our hot glue needs to be very hot, and we need to also be very generous with our glue, okay? So it's very important you don't leave any spaces open on this base. So that way, because we are going to be layering all the different parts of the design, so the last thing that we want is for those pieces to be moving, okay? So that's the reason behind being generous with your hot glue. Oh, Lindy, you send me stars, Lindy. You always send me stars, Lindy. Thank you so much for being always so sweet. I really, really appreciate you. Yes, I received stars too. I could not believe that when I found out. So if you want to send me stars, guys, you totally can. That is obviously greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh, Latanya, thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much. I could not believe that. So that means that I am growing, guys. I cannot believe that. I'm always so humbled, you know, like I cannot believe I've gotten this far. I mean, for many, many people that have grown so big so quickly, it's amazing. But I really, really never thought that I would be growing. I mean, it's taken me a little bit of time, but it's okay. I'm happy with what I have been doing. And I just like so like excited about it. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everything that you do for me. And I definitely thank you for all the grace that you give me and your support for my little business. Thank you so much. Alrighty, guys. So look, now that I made sure that I have a good gluing of this piece, right? Now I'm going to get my fabric and I am going to start wrapping this around, okay? So make sure that you are going to be, again, applying a good amount of glue as we are wrapping this up, okay? All right. So it does not matter at what point I start, guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing this piece here. Oh, Sherry, thank you. You're going to love it. You're going to watch. You watch. It's amazing to me, guys. You know, just like you are learning with me, I also, you know, learn some tricks and techniques and things like that. And I'm so like in awe of how many things we can do with this technique. So I am very excited about sharing these things with you, because if you have not figured this out yet, you can pretty much create any kind of character or design or any kind of theme using this same technique that I have been using here live with you. So any kind of season. Hey, Robin, hello. Miss Gnome Lady. The Gnome Queen. I'm gonna name you that, Robin. You're the Gnome Queen. So so yeah, guys, if you have not figured this out just yet, you're gonna notice that you can create just about anything with this kind of technique we're doing. Okay? Oh my goodness, thank you, Robin. Robin sent me 200 stars. What? Thank you so much. Thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated, my friend. Thank you so much. Okay, so look, guys. So now you see how I glued all around it with the excess. So see how cute it looks? Now, with the excess of fabric, all I do, guys, is don't sweat it. Just cut it off, okay? Because I am, if you have not noticed, I'm not a neat cutter for fabrics. So I said, you know what? Why do I even have to worry about it when I am going to be covering this part anyway? So I can easily just cut the excess of fabric And then I'm gonna add a cover to this back. Now, remember, if you are going to be using these beautiful scarecrows as attachments on your wreaths, remember you need to do something, put something back here so you're able to tie it up or attach it to your wreath. So pipe cleaners can be good. You can use twine, you can use jute, you can use just about anything. And right at this point is where you would place them here, okay? And you would glue those, and then you're gonna put this cover on top, and that will help you secure whatever ties it is that you're using, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is, look at what I'm gonna do. Now that I have, see how cute it looks? So this will be the face. Remember, this same process you're gonna follow with all the other pieces, okay? Very, very important to do that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and once again, I'm gonna be generous with my glue. And we want to glue the whole thing, including the center, especially if you're going to be attaching some ties here. You need to make sure that you're gluing the center of this piece very well, because you don't want this center to be just moving around and flipping and stuff like that. You don't want it loose, okay? You want everything to be very, very good attached to or glued. Every piece needs to be very well glued. Hey, Pat, how are you? Okay, so look at this. So remember, for those of you that are jumping on, if you're interested in getting this pattern, you find it on my Etsy shop and you see that link to my store, the address, that website will take you straight to my Etsy shop, okay? So you can find these patterns and many other ones there. So if there's any excess of fabric, again, guys, I normally like to look at it from the front. And if I can see any of the fabric, then I just come back and I trim that, because we don't want to see any of this fabric from the front, okay? Because that is gonna look bad. So you're just gonna be careful with your finishing of your design, okay? That's part of making it look pretty, making it look polished, making it look professional. So we just gotta take a little bit of time and take pride in finishing our crafts nicely. Okay, and it looks perfect, doesn't it? See, yeah, I didn't even cut too much. Just the little edges sometimes, you know, they come a little bit showing on this, and we need to fix that. Okay, so now this is my face. Okay, now remember, you're gonna do the same thing with the other pieces. Now this design does not have like a whole bunch of pieces. Okay, you're gonna have max 4 of them. Okay, so it's gonna be the face. Then look, I already have here my hat that is gonna go here. This part of the brim of the hat will go here. See, this brown is brown and it's got gold dots. That's gonna go there. And then this is the part, the ruffle, that will go on the bottom like this. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, now I'm gonna be gluing these pieces, but before I do that, I need to work on this face. But before I do that, I like to place these pieces because I gotta decide where my eyes are going to go. Now, remember, because we're gluing pieces, you gotta make sure that these pieces are going to be well attached to each other, okay? So give yourself enough room, okay? Because you don't want this to be flipping, flopping, okay? So make sure that when you are laying your piece, your hat on top of the head, it feels comfortable, okay? So you gotta have enough room there. And then this will be on top of both, and we're gonna add some raffia in between, okay? So assuming that the piece will go like that, then at that point, I'm gonna take my eyes and I'm gonna place them. I'm gonna decide where they're gonna go. I'm gonna have also a nose, right? And then I'm gonna have the nice smile. Okay. Now I'm gonna bring these. You know that my the eyes, I like to have them a little bit kind of hidden towards a little bit behind the nose, like so. Now keep also in mind that you're gonna give yourself some room because you are going to be adding hair, okay, with the raffia. And we also want a few eyelashes, okay? So it's important that you keep those things in mind because remember, we only have like so much room to work with, okay? So keep those things in mind. All right. So right there, I think will look good. And I'm going to start now glowing my pieces. Now make sure those eyes, guys, are centered, okay? Play with them. Be comfortable with your placement. Don't glue anything until you are 100 positive that that's what you want, okay? And once you know that that's what you want, then you start gluing pieces, okay? Yes, the eyes really make the designs. Yes, they do. Now, guys, if you are not doing these eyes, absolutely, you don't have to, right? I always recommend it for obvious reasons. But what you can also do, get the black round doll eyes that are black and they come with a little screw on the back. You can cut that off and just glue those here. Now you can also buy a couple of other eyes. I think they call them or they're labeled as frog eyes. They sell them at Hobby Lobby. Those eyes are gorgeous. I have used them plenty of times to embellish and make other dolls like the ones that I do with sculpted faces. Those eyes are awesome for projects. So you can use those too, okay? But in my case, I'm using this for obvious reasons. I just like them so much. I think that they do so much for the design. And so that's why I like them, okay? And that's why I keep on using them. I'm working on doing something for you guys, and I'm not sure if I will be able to, but if I'm able to pull it off, I will let you know, okay? But it's regarding eyes. So I normally like to apply pressure with a piece of fabric or something because remember these eyes are very hot with the hot glue, so you can feel the heat when you touch them. You love the material. The material is awesome. I think stores are starting to show some of the fall fabrics little by little. So again, I'm going to apply pressure. Thank you, guys. Are you helping me? I still need to announce the winner from yesterday. I need to do that, okay? I haven't forgotten about you guys. So keep in mind that if you keep on sharing me, I might do something else, okay? I will tell you. But this is what we have. So is he looking handsome or what? Okay? So now look, I'm going to go ahead and then use the nose. I'm going to glue the nose here. And then we're going to add a little bit of color. And we'll do the smile too. Like so. So look at that. Look at how handsome he looks. Right? He's already looking happy. Okay. Now I'm going to do some color and then I'll do the mouth, okay? So I'm going to start adding or giving him color so he can look happier. Remember this, your blush You can give it as much or as little as you want, okay? And you know what? I misplaced my other makeup brush and I miss it because that brush is awesome. And I have not found it. I don't know what I did with it. I have no idea what I did with it. I have not been able to find it. So my makeup is getting hard because it's getting like old and I don't have as much left. So I need to find me another palette. So I'm gonna remove this while I work on this. Isn't that awesome? Look, see how immediately when you add color, you give it light. It looks more animated automatically, doesn't it, you guys? Right? Looks so cute. Okay, I think this is about it. Okay, this is as much as I'm gonna give it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Are you sprinkling? Thank you. Are you helping me sprinkle? Thank you, guys. Your help is greatly appreciated. Okay, greatly appreciated, friends. Okay, so now that I have color, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and work on this mouth. You have seen me do this, right? You have seen me. You have been watching me do this over and over again. This is the easiest way to do your smiles, guys, without having to worry too much about the shape and all that stuff, okay? So once you figure out what kind of mouth you want, you can do all sorts of mouths. You can do regular smile. You can do on the side. You can make it wavy, okay? You can make it any way or form you want. On this one, I think that what I did is I came here on the side and then I just moved it around like a couple of times. Now I gotta make sure, if you make sure that your smile like right here is not like that. Because look at what happens. If you start doing that, your face is gonna start looking sad or upset. Always try to make sure that this part right here is the other way around, okay? So like, I'll show you what I mean by that. So you can do waves on the other one, but right here in the center, try to make it smiley, like so, okay? Like that. So that way you end up with a happy look and not with a sad or upset look. You follow what I'm saying? Because, guys, the faces are very important parts of your design if you have not figured that out yet. The face is the soul of your pretty. So try to make sure that always, unless you intend to have a different look, right? But normally we want to make them look happy. Okay? Normally we want to make them look happy. So look at this. Now always you're going to try to match it the best you can. Now remember, these are handmade items. These are not being made by a machine. So they're not going to be 100% perfect all the time. Okay? So make sure that you know what you have, you like. And then at that point, remember, you can get your erasable marker or you can get your permanent marker, whichever way you want, okay? Whichever you want. So what do you think so far? You like this guy? I love this guy. I love him, okay? He's gonna go like that. So I'm gonna start here. These are leftovers. I don't go obviously that big, but about right here where the curve starts, that's when I can go. So that's fun, guys. You're gonna get Anita. Anita, I love you. Okay, so I'm gonna take my marker And all I'm gonna do, ooh, be careful, okay? Don't get too happy. Ooh, moved it. But all I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to follow that line, okay? That is the purpose of having this, what you call it, this thread in here, okay? I'm gonna try to pick up where I left off, trying to hold it. And I'm gonna have to redo this because of the fabric is slippery. So I'm gonna try to stay the best I can on point, right there. Here I'm gonna have to work it a little bit. And then remember, we're gonna have a couple of, well, not a couple, I think it's more, some crosses. So I'll try to place them on those lines, on those thicker lines here, okay? So you can also make something like this, okay? You can make something like that. And then I think on the other one, what I did is I did some crosses like that. Then I can do one here, like so. And then one right here, just so we can have it even. Okay? Like that. That I messed it up. So because I used the marker, I cannot do more. I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to let it dry first before I mess with it because I don't want to keep on adding wetness to it. Okay? So that is the face. Isn't he cute? Isn't he adorable? Look at that. All right. So now we're going to have our hat. Now remember, don't put it too low because we still gotta do the raffia, okay? Don't forget about that. So we need a little bit. Oh, before I do something else, I need to give this, before I glue this part, I need to do the eyebrows, okay? I mean eyelashes. So I'm gonna get my black paint. And we're gonna do some eyelashes on here. You can also use a fine black marker. Okay, very fine. You don't want a thick one on here. If you're gonna do it with a marker, you don't want a thick marker on this one. Okay. So I'm just gonna take my brush, and I'm gonna start extending those eyelashes like so. And this one too, I can do 3. If you want to do more, you totally can do more if you wish to do that. Okay? See how cute? Now, I think that on the other one I made, I gave him many more eyelashes, like many more strokes. Which we totally can't do too. So I'm gonna make it more closer, okay? Like a few more. Like that. Oh, see how cute it looks? See? You can definitely give it as many as you wish. Look at that. I think I need to add a few more on this one. Okay, so look at that face. Oh, okay. So now let's go ahead. I forgot my water. I'm just gonna clean it with this towel. And I'm gonna cover it here because I don't want it to get dry. So that way I can wash it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about this hat. Make sure your face is straight, okay? We don't want this crooked, all right? Remember that. Okay, So now, guys, this is very important. Make sure that you're generous with your glue here, okay? So we're gonna start here. Now, don't do like a lot of glue all the way up here because part of this is gonna be seen in the back, okay? But you can also glue here instead of the hat, either way. Okay, so right there. Right there. See how I did not glue outside of this part? Be careful with that, okay? Be careful with that. Okay, so now before I glue this, I want to do the raffia, okay? So let me get my raffia. Where's my raffia? Where's my raffia? Don't tell me I didn't bring it. I know I did bring it. Hold on, guys. Where is my raffia? I had it in my hand and I was on my way up here. What did I do with it? I didn't step anywhere. Okay, guys, I must have forgotten it. Let me go get it real quick. We need it. We cannot glue this without it. Give me a second. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that, friends. Okay, so I'm going to get my raffia, guys, and I'm going to do a couple of things. So I need to create the hair that is going to come down. So you're going to have to decide how much hair you want, okay? How much hair you are going to want on this guy. And you got to be careful with these things because raffia can be messy. So I normally get a decent amount. I don't do like a whole lot of raffia. But right here, I make sure that, you know, I'm going to have enough. So I'm going to fold it. I don't want it very long either. So I need to be careful with that. If not, I can always cut it. So right here. Okay. Then I'm going to get probably a few more pieces. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, look, I have decided that would be enough. I don't want them too heavy. Now, you can decide, like I said, you can decide to do more, okay? I'm going to use a little bit of the same raffia to tie it up. So that way I keep it together nice, a little bit nicer, okay? And it's easier also to keep it, to glue it all at once. So let's see if I can grab the right side of this raffia right here. I'm going to make another knot. Okay, and so this part right here, I'm going to glue right here. Okay, right here. And when we place this, this is also going to be glued to that part of the hair, okay? So, but for now, this is going to be glued right here. Gonna go there. Remember, if you left it too long, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You can cut it, and some of those pieces we can put in here, okay? So that's one. I'm gonna do the second one. It's kind of hard to keep it all like neat and stuff. So right here, I'm gonna tie it up again. Make sure that they're about the same length. And again, if you are getting them too long, don't worry about it. You can trim them, remember that, okay? So I'm gonna tie this up. Like that. And again, this will be glued here. Okay? So I'm gonna add my glue right here. And this will go there. Ah, thank you for sprinkling. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, hon. Thank you so much. Okay, so while this is working, guys, look at what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of these. Okay, I'm gonna get it one length only. And some of these pieces, I'm gonna start gluing them here, okay? So I'm gonna start adding some glue here because I want this raffia to be showing up on the top and on the bottom. Now, once again, I remind you, if you are making them way too big or too long, don't worry, because we can trim them all, okay? So we can trim them. Now, this is the part that, you know, you just need to be a little bit patient because we need to keep on layering these pieces. Okay. See here? Make sure I don't cut my hair, but I can cut these right here. And then these same ones I'm gonna keep on using here. You can also create like little bundles, guys, to make it easier. You can tie them up. You can create little bundles. And you can just bring them here together. You can tie them up and then you just glue them. I think that's what I did with the other one. It was easier to do it that way. Okay. So I'm gonna fix this once I'm done gluing. So right now, all I want to do first is glue these pieces, and then I'll come back and fix and adjust and make them even and all that stuff. You know, some people, what they also do is they sew them. You can also sew these. I did not know that that could be done, but I saw some people sewing these. Which I was like shocked to see that because I would have never thought of it. But you totally can sew them, even with, you can do the same thing also with yarn. You can sew it as well. Okay? So now that these are glued in there, okay? Now remember, you want to allow time for these to cool, but because we are live, we don't have the luxury of waiting, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place now this part over here, right there, like so, okay? So now I'm gonna do the glue, and I'm gonna be generous with this glue. Okay, this side. You know, this part is gonna go here. Make sure that this part, you have about this part centered, okay? You don't want it to be, see, you can also pull these pieces before it cools, obviously, because once it's dry, you cannot move them like that. But right now that it's still hot, you can definitely move them. We'd like to see more up here. Okay. But these piece right here, you want to make sure that it's centered, okay? That you don't have it way to this side or to the other side. Try your best at having a centerpiece. Okay, and so now I have my hair. Look at that. Now at this point, all I have to do is I need to worry about making this look a little bit nicer. So I get my scissors and I can start cutting that. I'm gonna shake it, making sure that I have. And look at how he is looking now. What do you think? Now, if you were to be doing, guys, a girl, okay, instead of doing this, instead of doing that, you're gonna get a much more, like a bigger amount of raffia, and you are gonna make braids with it, and you will attach them in the same way. Once you have your braid, you'll attach one here and then the other one here. Or what you can also do is put more raffia and bring them here together, and you tie them up here, and then you give her a couple of bows here. Okay, so you would do bow and then bow, and then you would just leave the rest hanging. So that can look very cute too if you would like to create a girl scarecrow. Okay, that would be adorable too. So how is it looking to you? But see how easy? Now make sure these parts right here, they're all even. We don't want them to be, I mean, it's okay to have a little bit of unevenness, but not too much, right? So don't make it too like long and then short, and try to make them, like a nice balance, right? Some longer, some shorter, but about a good balance for the length of your raffia, of your hair, okay? So this is looking awesome, isn't it, you guys? Okay, so now the only other thing we gotta do is what? So look, the only other thing we gotta do is this part right here. Now remember that as you are gluing, you should allow time to dry on all these things, okay? So on this, I'm gonna add the glue. That's as much as I'm gonna add. I could add more, but I don't wanna go all the way down. So I'm gonna bring my piece here, and then I'm just gonna right there. Bring it like that. Now make sure this part is in the center, right? Look at that. And now when you are happy with your placement, you apply pressure to it. That's very important. Very important. Look at how cute. You can also add a bow here if you want it. You could totally do that. Okay? Look. Is he handsome or what? Look at that. Oh, so cute. Okay. So now, embellishment of the hat, right? Maybe a little bit nicer. Thank you for sprinkling, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so bow. Remember, with the bow, guys, you can do multiple things. You can either use regular ribbon. You can use a combination of ribbon and twine. You can do raffia. Maybe perhaps you want a different color of raffia. You can do that. You can combine it with sunflowers. You can combine it with pine cones. You can combine it with just about anything, okay? So in my case, I think I use some ribbon and I use a sunflower, okay? So this is a ribbon that I bought me at Costco. And then I'm gonna add some leaves. And I'm also going to be adding some, need a pipe cleaner, give me a sec. Okay. So if some of you are jumping on and you are kind of seeing almost like the final part of our design, make sure that if you are interested in getting these patterns, you can go find them on our Etsy shop, okay? So the bow can be as big as you want it. So I'm gonna do 2 loops a little bit smaller than the other 2, okay? So I'm gonna do a couple, like 4 loops, or you can do also 5. Here, a little bit bigger, not much. Okay? And this is gonna go there, like so. Okay? So right here, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna use a pipe cleaner. It does not matter what color it is because we're gonna cover it with the flour. Cut this, and now I am going to start gluing my bow to that part of the hat, to the brim. Okay. Now keep in mind, you can position this in different ways. You can do it above and you can embellish some more, okay? Or you can put it right on it, on the brim. It's up to you, whichever way you want to do it. I think I'm gonna go this way, so that way this will be on this side and this one on here. So I'm gonna bring this down like so, like that, okay? So I'm going to start gluing this part. I'm gonna put it on the higher part of the brim, okay? Hold it to make sure that it stays in place nicely. Don't let go of it too quick. Yeah, these eyes need to be made, guys. They don't sell them at stores. So that's why you need to kind of like make your own or find somebody that is making them and is selling them. Some of my ladies that are in my group, many of them are making some of these crafts that I teach and they sell them. And several of them are also making the eyes and they sell them. So you can reach out and see if they can make some for you, okay? So now look at what I'm gonna do right here. You can either cut this or you can trim it and glue it a little bit here. So that would be up to you, okay? You can just leave it hanging like that, a little bit. And this one the same way. Now remember, this is still fresh, this is still hot, so we need to kind of give it the proper time to rest. But in the meantime, look at what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get some leaves, okay? Some leaves. And now my raffia is a complete mess. I need to fix that. Okay, so I'm gonna bring some leaves here. I have this bush with beautiful leaves, and I normally like to mix colors, like Oh, look at this one. This is beautiful right here. So I'm gonna show you. Here's my color. Okay, right. See this cute part right here? I like it because it got like that little knot there. So you can place them here. And then you can just glue it. You see, you can add more dimension to these things. And let them hang outside of the bow like that. You see that? See? Okay. So then I'm gonna get this other small piece here. This other small piece, and I'm gonna put that like kind of like under the bow a little bit. Like so. Okay. Oh, this is so cute. I love this. I love this piece. This is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna do my flower. Okay, I'm gonna do my flower before I start placing other stuff. Right here. I'm gonna go here. Huh. Look at how gorgeous. How pretty is that, you guys? How gorgeous is that? Look at this. Now you can keep on adding more if you want to. There's a tutorial for the eyes, guys. On my Etsy shop, you will find them there. So basically what I did is I have a tutorial on the eyes. I teach you how you make them. I teach you the application. And then I also posted some individual templates or some sets of eye templates. So if you already have that tutorial and you already know how to make the eyes, you can buy additional templates of other different styles of eyes. And you find all of those on my Etsy shop. Okay? All right, guys. And look at how gorgeous. And that's it. That's all we needed to do with this guy. Look. Now, remember, you can keep on adding more leaves if you wish, okay? That will be up to you to decide how much fuller you want it. But this right here will complete the design of our scarecrow. Now, wouldn't you like to have this hanging on your wall or on your door? Put on your wreath also. You can do all sorts of things. And these are so very lightweight, guys. It's not even funny. These items are not heavy. Very easy to make as you saw. So what do you think? You like him? He's adorable, isn't he? Look at how cute. Now you can embellish here some more. You know, you can find trims that you can add. You can add jewelry. You can add all sorts of things. You know, I found this cute little trim. These are from Dollar Tree. You can totally use these to embellish a little bit more if you wish to do that. You can add trim to the outer part of your hat. You can perhaps also add some strips here. And so, you know, you can go all wild with your embellishing. If you want to make it fancier, remember you can add jewels to your bows. You can add jewels to your hat. Perhaps you want a fancy, nice, fuller bow on here with also some fake rhinestones or something. If you want to get even fancier, you can use other materials like velvet, right? And you can add all sorts of beautiful things. You find so many things at the stores, guys. And as we get closer to the fall season, we're going to keep on even watching more and seeing more things being put out there. So just remember, whatever you want to make with these, it's up to you. Now look at how the back is very neat too. So look at this guy. What do you think? See how gorgeous this is? Beautiful, guys. Beautiful designs that you can easily do. And guess what? There's no sewing involved. So you can totally do this. You can make this. Okay? Yes, you can. You can do this. You can do all sorts of things. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Well, now you know how you make this. Now you know where you can find the patterns. And the next one will be, we're going to switch it to Christmas, okay? So I did Christmas yesterday. I did fall today. I'm going to see if I can come live tomorrow. And if I can, we're going to do the gingerbread, okay? With the hearts and 2 sets of gingerbreads. I'll give you other options that you can do with the gingerbreads so you can see what other things you can create with the same patterns, but you can split it up, okay? So you can totally create beautiful things. So in the meantime, I thank you for spending time with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed it, okay? And remember, if you are creating these pretty items, let me see them so I can see how many of you are creating these gorgeous designs, and I want to see your work, okay? I want to brag about you. So any questions, friends? Any questions about anything? Oh, this guy is gorgeous. I love the colors too, guys. Do you love the colors? Look at how beautiful those colors are. I love that fabric. That fabric it looks very pretty. Can you imagine with some nice, like orangey kind of pumpkins or the green pumpkins? So that way there's some kind of contrast with this. Any kind of pumpkins obviously would work, but something that would kind of contrast the color would be gorgeous. Would be fantastic. By the way, these guys are not tiny, okay? I think somebody asked me last time and I did not see the question until later. These guys are 17 inches tall. 17 tall at the tallest point, right? 17 by 12. 17 tall by 12 wide. So you can definitely use them on wreaths, swags, just about anything. Just about anything. Lisa, I used to make the eyes and sell them, and then I started to get very busy, and then I stopped making eyes. And to be honest, that is exactly why I decided to do the tutorial on the eyes, so you guys would make your own. If you are in my crafty group, the free one, you are welcome to post there and see who's making some. So you can buy it from, you can buy those eyes from some of my ladies that are already making them. So if you're not wanting to make your own eyes, go to my, if you are in my free Crafting with Luz group, post there, ask them, see who's making them. And you can get them from someone, from some of those ladies that are working with me, and they can make some for you, okay? Robin, yes, you get a picture so you can see what the scarecrow will look like, and you get a supply list and you get the patterns. Yes, a supply list is part of the whole package. Yes, ma'am. What glue gun do you use with that tip? Joanne, I just bought me a new gun, but this one is my old one, and I'm trying the other one, and I'll show it to you because it's cute. I'm liking it right now, but I'm trying to get used to it. But this one, I've had it for at least a good year. I would say maybe a couple of years already. And it's by Impact Tools. It does not have any other name other than that. That's the only thing that it's got on there. But I love it because as you see how long that nose is. The new gun that I bought me is got different nozzles, different sizes, and I love it right now. Or I was working with it earlier. I need to adjust to it because I'm finding it to be a little bit new, and I need to figure out what the right amount of temperature will be because it can get really hot. So I'm trying to figure it out. But this has been a really good gun for me, a very good one. So the other one that I'm trying has got awesome reviews, so I'm trying to see how it's gonna turn out. Okay, but this is a great glue gun. Great, great, great. And it's low temp too, so low and high. So which I love because depending on what kind of arts and crafts you're working on, you can adjust the temperature. Yes, yes, yes. You're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome. Alrighty, friends. Any questions before I let you go? I appreciate you joining me tonight. I always have fun when I come live, okay? So please, please remember, if you can, please share my video. And remember, patterns are available to you. I'm going to continue to make patterns, guys. But I want to be able to see that there's a good turnaround on them because to be honest, I do have to spend quite a bit of time figuring out patterns, creating them, uploading them, and all that stuff takes time. So if it's not really having the results that I need them to have, I might switch things around. But so that's why I would like for you, if you can, get the pattern so I can continue to bring you more. Okay? So thank you, friends. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, that you like learning how to make these. And I will see you then on the next one. I really hope you can make it, okay? Stay tuned for the announcement on my page. And I will be letting you know as soon as patterns are up and available for purchase on the next design, okay? Have a great night, guys. Take care. Thank you for all your love, your patience, and your support. And I continue to work for you and with you. And I really hope that you enjoyed the cute little designs that I bring to you. Okay? Thank you so much. May God bless you all and see you later. Bye-bye.